Next week, most likely, I will get the Mermaid collection in. I ordered it from Wet and Wild. OMG. That's the next thing I need to talk to you about. What a debacle that was. What a freaking debacle that was. First of all, they announced to everybody for a week or two that Ulta was going to have it on the 13th. So midnight, Saturday to Sunday, that midnight is the 13th. Like last time, women were up from midnight as of the 13th trying to order this. They are refreshing and refreshing. Now, I remember last time, Ulta is Central Time, so it came out at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, they sent out the emails at 5:30, and it was available at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, just in case, I stood up till about 12:30, went to bed, and every time I got up, I kept checking just to be sure. I really didn't sleep that good. I think because, I'm not, I don't even know. I just really didn't sleep that good. It might, I don't know. I think I was uncomfortable. I had pain, stuff like that, because last week, we went to that water park, which was great, but, my body was feeling it. I think I left the door ajar, so the light from the computer, I leave the computer on, was like coming in. They said it was only going to be individual, but just in case it was the box set, I was going to do it from Ulta, because I did it from Ulta last time, and I got it in 2 days. So anyway, I was uncomfortable. I was in pain. I think the light was keeping me up. And when I finally just closed the door all the way, I finally found a comfortable position to sleep, I slept. Alarm was set for 6 o'clock. I checked, nothing. Okay. Some people on Instagram were flipping out because Ulta refuses to give you a time. They were flipping out. All day long they were checking, nothing. So somebody writes on Instagram at me, I don't know what time was it. It had to be between the 6 and 8. I get up usually about 8:39 because I go to church on Sunday morning. They wrote that on, because they have, whatever, popsugar.com, you have whatever, vanity.com, you have all these different, like, I don't know, makeup news sites, information sites, and at the last minute, that day, that Saturday, it was changed from the 12th to the 15th. But nobody knew that. I saw that, and I was like, oh, that must have been a mistake, because I checked all the other websites, and they said the 12th. No, it was the last minute. You don't do that. You go on your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook, and you tell everybody, ladies, get some sleep. Go get we're not going to have this available until Tuesday. And are they going to have the box? Are you going to have the box? They're not answering anybody. They didn't even advertise it on their Instagram. I was like, this isn't right. And this is like the second time they do stuff like this, because the last time they refused to give you a time, women were up all night, fell asleep by 6 o'clock, and then missed it with the unicorn collection. So I really wanted the Mermaid box set, because I saved my unicorn box and I wanted to collect now the boxes too. So I'm sorry, my hair is like crazy. I washed it yesterday, but I had to go out and it's just poof. Anyway, man, people were upset. They were flipping, and I don't blame them. So everybody's saying, yeah, it was advertised on one of those sites that it was going to be the 15th, and so everybody's okay. So now that's one night without sleep. So they kind of and until they realized the truth, that means they didn't go to sleep. They kept refreshing. So now they're waiting for the release, the 14th, which is Sunday night to Monday morning, that midnight. They are on Instagram. When are you gonna release this? When are you gonna release this? When are you gonna release this? When are you gonna? They're not. Well, not answering. So people were up all night again. Now, I was a little anxious, so I did have a hard time sleeping, but you know, I left my computer on because I usually turn it off at night so I could rest. So I left my computer on again, and I started, you know, refreshing. They never sent out the emails that this was available or what time it was going to be released. Since Wet n Wild is California, that's Pacific Standard, I'm Central, it was going to be 2 hours after me. So I kept checking, you know, set my alarm for 6, nothing, kept checking, nothing. I think I got up around maybe 8:39, maybe 9 o'clock, because I didn't sleep well for like 2 nights. Maybe I was a little anxious, I'm not sure, but I also found out that they have been released in New York already and in Florida, the Mermaid collection. So I'm like, that made me a little anxious, because if something goes wrong, that means this has been released already and I'm not going to get it. Called all my stores, nothing. You know, my 24-hour Walgreens, nothing. So up at 9, refreshing, nothing. 11 o'clock on the dot, boom, it's available. Wet n Wild is really not telling people anything. They've been promoting it, giving it, you know, to big-time gurus to promote, but they're really not giving you straight-up answers, times, none of that. The site crashed, and from what I understand, it wasn't the first time this happened. You're a big-time company. You've been promoting this with big-time beauty gurus on, you know, YouTube. You have the money to make sure that your site, the bandwidth or whatever it is going to handle the traffic. Now, these women are crazed. 2 nights, they didn't sleep for 2 nights now. They want this box set because it is a $60 value, and if you're doing the box, it's $35. Unless you went to BeautyCon, then it's $29. It was $30, whatever, $29.99. That site was crashing all day. So my butt was killing me. People did not sleep for 2 nights. Everybody's trying to get through. I went through Firefox, I went through Safari, I went through Opera, I went through Chrome. I'm not getting through. Started using my phone. Some women said, oh, I got through, try this, try that. It wasn't letting you choose a shipping. It wasn't letting you use your credit card. It wasn't letting you use PayPal. Some women started becoming successful with PayPal. It was just insanity that day. Wet n Wild is not answering. I think finally around, I don't know, an hour or 2 later, they finally started answering and said, we're working on fixing the site. This is going on and on and on. Then some people came on. It could have been a lie, but some woman said, no, it's not a lie. I really did see this, that it was out of stock. I was like, oh no. Now I'm really anxious. I'm calling my stores. No, they still haven't gotten it in. One store said they got a humongous shipment in, all Halloween stuff, they had a few Wet n Wild boxes, but they just, you know, had so much stuff, they wasn't sure when they were going to get to it. I'm like, oh, this is not going to happen. All day long, I am refreshing that button. People are flipping. Finally, I think after almost 8 hours, after trying over and over again, like every 20 minutes, every half hour, every hour, I went on my phone. I even didn't even log in with, I just created a new account. Because when you're able to put it in your cart and you're pressing, you know, order, place my order, it's just going, you know, like this pink bar was just going on and on forever. Finally, on my phone, it was like 4:30, almost 5, I was able to place my order. And some people were getting through, and more people were starting to get through. And some people didn't get paid until the 15th. And so they were kind of upset about that, but in a way, the Ulta thing was a blessing in disguise, because aside from not getting any sleep for 2 days, people who got paid on the 15th didn't get it. However, they were not answering for sure if they were going to have the box set. And everybody wanted the box set because it was half price. So, by that evening, after all the traffic was gone, after everybody who wanted it got it, some women just gave up. Now it was available to put in your cart. It wasn't crashing. and my daughter, she put it in her car thinking it would stay there the next day. I was nervous because 10 o'clock at night, which would be about 8 o'clock California time, Pacific Standard Time, they sent out the emails. I was like, why would they wait till 10 o'clock at night to send out the emails? And people, you know, they were like, we have to go to work tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if they took the day off or what. My daughter works nights, so she's told me about a couple of things that's going on, which I'll tell you in a minute. You know, she said the Mermaid collection came out, and another kind of fall Halloween kind of catsuit collection came out. But anyway, she works nights, so she set her alarm for 1. It was still available that morning, but I was nervous. I told my daughter, you know, they announced it, so it might sell out. But she was exhausted. She worked all night. Set her alarm clock for 1 o'clock. I didn't want to wake her because I was kind of checking it throughout the day, and I saw that it sold out. I didn't want to wake her, disappoint her. And she was like crying. She's like, you don't know how badly I wanted this. You know, this was in my store. And one lady walked in and bought all 4 highlighters up. You went on eBay that day, and they were selling the highlighters for $20, selling the box set for $75, $85. They were, you know, buying it up from the stores and selling everything at 10 times the price already. And I was like, don't worry, it hasn't been released. I've been calling my Walgreens. It has not been released here. I told my daughter, if I find it, I'll get it for you. So the next day, well, somebody had said, oh, it's available again, but I was checking out today. I didn't see that. That was that evening. And the next day, I was out all day. This was yesterday, Wednesday. I was out all day. And when I got home, I saw somebody say it's available again. I'm like, what? I haven't been checking all day. It wasn't. And I was like really tired. It was a long day. I ate my dinner, and I said, let me check. About an hour later, after the girl, I read that post on Instagram, they were available again. So I'm calling my daughter, texting her. She's not picking up. I'm calling her. I said, you got to get on the website. You got to get on the website. So after like 5 phone calls and 2 texts, she didn't answer. I said, let me just leave it alone. I don't know if she's, you know, whatever. She might be with her boyfriend or whatever. And she calls me. She calls me or she texts me that I was calling her and she was trying to place the order, and she finally got through. But the crazy thing was, the people who ordered their stuff in the morning, Wednesday morning, they got cancellation notices. So that was crazy. I'm not sure if something went wrong maybe with their order. Maybe some information wasn't right. But, you know, I got a confirmation through PayPal and through my email. But she did it, and she got her confirmation through her email and her card, you know, and all of that. And so she was like so happy. So I really hope they're not going to start canceling orders again. But I was so happy for her. And like about 5 minutes after she ordered, it sold out again. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with that. But girls are flipping saying that, you know, they messed up. They really did. They really did. You just don't treat your customers like that. Not Ulta, nor Wet n Wild. You need to give a time that it's going to be out. You need to have the bandwidth. Ulta site doesn't crash. They did not crash with the Unicorn collection. They did not crash. So Wet n Wild has the capacity to get better. I think it's called the bandwidth. You know, better so that that won't happen again, you know? So women were flipping that they should allow them to buy the set without the box for the same price as the box, $35. So I was like so mad. I'm like, they should put an extra gift in. A lot of women are saying you should put an extra goodie in our set. And it's slick because $35 free shipping, and it was $34.99. But I already had something in my cart from their sales section for $3. Something I knew I was going to use. Like, you know, it was I don't like CC creams, but I use the NYX one underneath my foundation, and it seems to work well. So I got a CC cream. You know, from the Fergie, and then they changed it to Wet n Wild, and then they discontinued it. So I just put that in my cart, and you know, it was already ready to go. So, you know, that was a horrible debacle. I felt so bad for the women who missed out. You know, by the grace of God, I don't know how I got through. 8 hours later, my butt was hurting me But I was sitting in that chair like every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes, refreshing, every 15 minutes, every hour, just refreshing. My butt was hurting me so bad. My body was aching. But so far, so good. I haven't gotten no cancellation notices. I've been checking and it just says processing. Again, this is taken out of my PayPal. This is confirmation through PayPal. So, you know, you know me, I got a mouth on me. I called Ulta. And I wish that I would have did it through Ulta because the women who bought, if Ulta had the box set, women who ordered from Ulta, some of them got their stuff already, and this was, you know, like a day later, 2 days later. That happened to me with Unicorn. I ordered it and I had it like 2 days later, and women said they already got a shipping tracking number and everything. Who ordered from Ulta? Meanwhile, Wet n Wild still hasn't even shipped yet. So I would have preferred to get it from Ulta, and they don't crash, but they didn't do the box set, and I don't know why. But to put it the last day or the day of on you know, whatever makeup information magazine type website, that's not good enough. You need to go, and like the last time I asked them to give me a time, we can't do that. What about, you know, we protecting you, because you know, a person could be one of those like snipers, what are they called? Not snipers, scalpers, and they could buy it all up. That doesn't matter. The only way to stop that from happening is to limit how much somebody could buy. Because they're going to be up with everybody else. That was a bullcrap answer. I called up Ulta today. I said, I want to know who I need to talk to. I don't care if it's corporate or whoever. But this wasn't right. I said, but you do not treat your customers like that. You do not do that. If you're afraid of scalpers, then limit. Limit. Do you know that the highlighters sold out at Ulta within an hour or two? And again, go to eBay, 20 bucks a piece. Wrong. That is wrong. Limit. If that's what you're concerned about. But you don't treat your loyal customers like that. You tell them this is the time. So I said to her, so she would talk to a manager. She came back and said, well, the thing is that we're not allowed to release it until Wet n Wild tells us when to release it. That's fine. But did Wet n Wild tell you at the last second release it now? Is someone from Wet n Wild just standing in your corporate office telling you, okay, release it now? No, they know. I said you knew in advance when that was going to be released. And you knew in advance when you were going to put it live on the site. Unless Wet n Wild is in your office, you knew. And you needed to tell your customers that. You got your Instagram, you have your Twitter, you have your Facebook. So they gave me corporate number and address. Now I'm waiting to get my package, and then I'm going to do the same thing with Wet n Wild. That is just so dang wrong. Something needs to change. Women didn't sleep for 2 nights. You're hyping up this product. These are metallic, gorgeous metallic products. Wet n Wild customers, Wet n Wild collectors, metallic lovers, Mermaid. These even got Mermaid insignias on it. On the back, they should have made a mermaid brush too, by the way. Ugh, horrible. So that was that. That was that with that. So I don't know what I know I've been saving my nickels and dimes. So anyway, with that said,